Okay. So, this will be the continuation for the part 2 ng ating discussion for belts. So, I have here 5 problems and then the part 3 will be yung pinakamahihirap na problems about belts. So, let us begin with problem number 6. A marble tiling machine is designed to be powered by a 150 HP electric motor at a speed of 1,700 RPM with standard size na D120 belts. B belts. Ito ang mga C, B, mga series yan. Ibig sabihin yan yung configuration ng belt niya, 120. Hindi ako nagkakamali, parang yan yung kanyang center distance in inches. Now, dyan, pwede rin dyan sabihin yung thickness niya. Kapag mga ganito meron yung thickness, bigay din sa yung depth ng belt. Hindi ko lang alam kung commonly that is yung mga series na is yung ply niya, ilan ang ply, anong gamit niya, if leather or rubber. Pero titignan ko yung chart niya. I will discuss it to you on the next meeting, ha? So, to continue, the pitch diameter of the smaller sheave. Ano ba yung sheave? Yung pulley. Is 152 mm and the bigger sheave is 338 mm. Yung service factor, ibig sabihin 1.2 times its normal operating service. Or 1.2 times nung kanyang operating power. Yun yung service factor. Now, determine the angle of contact if the length of the belt is 3131.82 mm. So, still, ang hinahanap dyan is the angle of contact. Angle of contact of the sheave. The sheaves. Nung dalawang pulley. The driven one and the driving one. So, you have here the length of the belt. Total length. You have here the size of the sheaves. Yung bigger and smaller or the driver and the driven pulley. So, anong gagamitin nating formula? Sir, we use this formula. Yung lagi natin ginagamit. Wala pong sinabi sa problem if that is cross belt or open belt. So, ang gagamitin nating formula dyan is the length of the belt is equal to pi multiplied to D2 plus D1 over 2 plus 2C plus yung taas is D2 minus D1. Open belt to wala sinabi ditong closed or crossed belt. Open belt or cross belt, pag hindi sinabi, consider mo yung problem, this is an open belt type of problem. Ngayon, sir, if wala pa rin sa choices, there are times in board exam na wala sa choices yung naging sagot mo using the open belt. Then that is the time for you to check if it is cross belt. Gagamitin mo yung formula ng cross belt kapag wala nga siya sa choices. Yan. So, ito na yung formula for open belt. Try natin. So, ano po ba yung kinukuha natin dyan? The angle of contact or theta. The theta, yung general formula niya, either the driven or the driving. Okay? So, 180, in degrees na kagad tayo. Plus, minus, 2 sine or arc sine multiplied to D2 minus D1 over 2C. Now, malalaman mo dyan na yung may malaking angle of contact is the driven side and the smaller pulley will have the smaller angle of contact. So first, ano ang missing natin dito? We are still missing yung C. C. Anong ginawa natin nakarang meeting? Di ba ang ginamit natin dyan is the what? Quadratic equation. So first, ayusin muna natin yung equation. So 31.82 mm. Wag natin lagay yung kanyang unit kasi ganun din naman po ang mangyayari dyan. Pi over 2 multiplied to D1 over D2, that is 338 plus 152 tapos plus 2C plus 338 minus 152 square the value divided by 4C. What's missing is yung C. And that is very complicated. Ngayon, in board exam, ang ginagamit nila is yung calculator technique or the shift-solve function. Pero pagdating sa atin, kailangan natin siyang gamitan ng algebraic equation or algebraic type of solution. So, follow me. Ayan, gagawin natin dyan. Kailangan natin matanggal yung kanyang denominator sa baba. All we have to do is to multiply it both sides by 4C. Okay? Buong side, minultiply natin ng 4C. So, ito, multiply na natin ito ng 4C. So, 4 times 3131.82. Multiply it by 4. Ayan, may 4 na pala. Okay, you have the value of 12,527.28. C, kasi meron siyang variable na C. Plus, ito, multiply ko rin ito ng 4C. So, makakancel si 4. Okay? Tapos, makakancel si 2. So, 2 pi. 2 pi yun. 2 pi, 2 shift pi times yung loob. 338 plus 152. So, you'll have the value of 980 pi. Or, pwede na to, 980 pi na lang. 980 pi. So, that is equal 980 pi. Up, may kasamang C. Plus 2C times 4C, that is 8C squared. Plus, yun nandito sa taas, 338 minus 152. 338 minus 152. Don't forget to square the answer. 186 squared, that is 34,596. Ay, sa board exam, wag po natin gawin to ha. Kailangan natin dyan. Ano pong gagawin natin? Mag-shift solve na lang yung function. Pero karamihan, o karaniwan, hindi nasusolve dito katulad ng example natin. Hindi kagad nasusolve yung correct value. So, pag samasamahin natin sila to form a quadratic equation. So, ito na. Divide natin both sides by 8. Yan. Para makancel natin to. I-reform ko muna ha. So, 8C squared plus 980 pi C minus 12527.28 C plus 34,596 equal to 0. Now, you form a quadratic equation. Ang gagawin mo dito, pwede na ba yan, sir, mag-quadratic equation? Pwede na. Simplify mo na lang yung nasa gitna. Okay, simplify natin. So, that is 980 pi. So, negative yung gitna niya. Minus 12527.28. Yeah, negative. So, this is 8C squared minus 9448.5192 C plus 34,596 equal to 0. So, this is now a quadratic equation. O, pwede na tayong gumamit ng quadratic equation dyan. Or else, pwede na natin gamitin to si mode equation 5. Tignan nyo dito yung quadratic equation. That is 3. Input the numerical value, coefficient. That is 8. Next, yung B mo dito. This is A, B, and C. Okay. So, negative 9448.5192 and 34,596 yung dulo. Tingnan nga natin kung nakuha yung value. Okay. So, that is equal mo na lang. So, the first value for X is, so, C is equal to 1177.39195 or approximately 117.392. 1177. MM to. MM. Okay. Yung other value, if that is negative, that is absurd. So, hindi na pwede yung pangalawang value. So, the value for C will be 117.392. Now, the one we are ought to find is yung angle of contact. For the angle of contact, that is 180 plus and minus arc sine or inverse sine. Arc sine na yan. Over 338 minus 152. Tapos 2 multiplied to 117.392 mm. So, the value is in degrees na kagad yan. For the driving pulley, ayan, driven. Lagay na lang natin dito 1. So, 1. 1, clear. Shift, clear. 3. Okay. 180. Plus muna natin. Kahit hindi ka na naka-radian dito, sir, ha? Huwag mo na i-radian. 2 arc sine 338 minus 152 divide by 2 times 1177.392 tapos dulo. Ayan. So, that is 189.05. That is the bigger pulley. 189.07 degrees. How about the other one? So, theta 2 is minus mo na lang. Baguhin mo na lang dito yung kanyang sign. So, that is 170.94. Okay. That is the answer for the sheaves. Mahaba lang talaga algebraically. Okay? So, the next problem, for problem number 7. The pulley, 610 millimeters in diameter, transmits 40 kilowatts at 500 RPM. The arc of contact between the belt and the pulley is 0.35. Arc of contact. And the safe working stress of the belt is 2.1 MPa. Find the tangential force at the rim of the pulley in Newton. So, paano natin po makukuha yan? So, di ba ang power natin kapag moving at pulleys or in belts, di ba, F net multiplied to the linear velocity. That is the power. Pero ang hinahanap natin dito is the force. Now, meron bang given dyan na linear velocity? Wala. So, we'll have to use this formula that V is equal to pi d n. Ayan. Pi d n. So, you have the power. Meron ka nito kasi meron kang binigay dyan arc of contact. Meron ka nito. Meron ka nito. Eto, meron ka niya, no? And then, pwede nating i-reform to. Power is equal to F net or the net force multiplied to pi multiplied to the diameter of the pulley and the speed or the rotational speed of the pulley. So, F net ang hinahanap natin. Reform ulit natin. F net is equal to power over pi d n. Simple lang. So, F net will be yung 40 kilowatts divided by pi, the diameter 610 millimeter, divided by yung n, that is 500 revolutions per minute. Ang kailangan natin dito, newtons. Oh, tignan mo yung unit nitong kilowatt. Multiply mo saan? Diba? 1 kilowatt is equal to 1 kilonewton meter. Tama? 1 kilowatt, 1 kilonewton meter in every second is equal to 1 kilowatt. Hmm. Tama? Kilonewton meter yan, ha? O, kailangan natin in Newton. So, you have 1 kilonewton in every 1,000 newtons. Dito ka magko-convert parati sa dulo. How about this one? May meter tayo dito, millimeter to. How many meters do you have in 1 millimeter? In 1 meter you have 1 meter every 1,000 millimeter. Ano pa? In minutes yan. Okay? Naka-seconds tayo. So, you have 60 seconds in every 1 minute. Calculate mo. Cancel muna natin yung mga units na kailangan natin i-cancel. Tira natin yung required unit. So, kilowatt, kilowatt, kilonewton, kilonewton, yung seconds, seconds, yung meter, yung meter, yung minute, yung revolutions, wala namang unit yan. So, millimeter, millimeter, nandito, nandito. So, ano natira? The Newton. Okay? And then, we can solve for the value of Fnet. Fnet will be 40 times 1,000 divided by 610, shift pi, multiply to 500, divide natin ng 1,000. Now, the value for Fnet will be, may nakalimutan pa ba ako? Ayun, yung 60 seconds times 60 seconds. Yun. So, that is 2504.73. Fnet will be 2504.73 newtons. Approximately 2505 newtons. That is Fnet. Very basic po. How about problem number 8? An open belt drive connects a 450 mm driving pulley to another driven pulley 1000 mm in diameter. The belt is 300 mm wide and 10 mm thick. The coefficient of friction of the belt drive is 0.3 and the mass of the belt. So, binigyan ka dyan specific mass of the belt na 2.8 kilograms per millimeter length or meter length of the belt. And then there are other data. So, the center distance between the shaft is 4 meters. The maximum allowable stress on the belt is 1,500 kPa or equal to 1.5 megapascals. The speed of the driving pulley is 900 RPM. Then determine the maximum power that can be transmitted using that belt in kilowatts. So, meron kang binigay dyan na mass. Kapag binigyan ka na ng mass, binigyan ka rin ng coefficient of friction, that is, how you will handle it? You will handle it by, gagamitin mo yung Fnet, di ba? Ilista mo muna. We use this to find the velocity. Unahin natin yung velocity, okay? Pero, tignan natin yung mga formula na dapat natin gamitin. So, power is equal to Fnet multiplied to velocity. And then, Fnet is equal to yung F1 minus, may binigay ka na dito binigyan ka na ng mass. Kapag binigyan ka ng mass, meron yan centrifugal force. So, Fc multiplied to effective belt pull equation. So, E F theta minus 1 over E F theta. Ayan. And then, note that yung V1 natin, we note that yung V1 is equal to V2. Hindi naman nagbabago yun. Yung velocity or linear velocity ng first pulley is equal to the linear velocity of the second pulley. Take note of that. And that is equal to pi dn. Dito muna tayo magmula. So, V1 is equal to pi Ano yung diameter of the first pulley? That is 450 millimeter. Dapat naka-meter yan. Meter per second. So, that is 450. You divide it by 1,000 to make it in meters. And then, yung speed ng pulley na yun, that is, 900. The driving pulley is 900 RPM. So, that is 900 RPM, revolutions per minute. Kaya lang, naka-seconds dapat to. So, you have 1 minute in every 60 seconds. And then, so, that is equal to V1. Calculate na natin. Calculate the value. So, that is shift pi multiplied to 450 divided by 1,000. And then 900 divided by 60. The answer will be, in meter per second na yan, 27, so 21.21 meter per second. 21.21 meter in every second. That is the velocity. Ano nga hanapin natin susunod dyan? Yung angle of contact. So, angle of contact, kailangan natin kasi dito. Ang hinahanap natin, that the maximum power dito. Kailangan mo natin si Fnet. Okay? Meron na tayo nito, si Fnet na lang para makuha natin si power. Okay? Meron tayong F, wala tayong theta for the driving pulley. So, theta for the driving pulley is equal to 180 degrees minus 2 sine. Bakit minus, sir? Kasi driving pulley, yung mas maliit. Diba? Ima-minus natin yung value nun. Ngayon, pag nag-add tayo, mas malaki na yung pulley na lalabas dyan. So, D2 minus D1 over 2C. Okay. So, that is, kailangan natin dito ano bang kailangan natin? Naka-radian dapat to eh. In radians to, yung value nito. Convert na lang natin. Kasi naka-degrees yan. So, 180 degrees minus 2 sine negative 1. Yung D2, that is D2. 1,000 millimeter. 1,000 minus 450 divided by 2. Ano yung center distance nila? That is 4 meters or 4,000. Ang lalabas dito in degrees. Okay. Multiply natin yan. Para buo. So that is pi over 180 degrees radian. Pi radian per 180 degrees. So the answer for theta will be, mabang problem na to. So 180 minus shift sine. So 1,000 minus 450, I think that is 550 divided by 2 times 4,000. Okay. And then we multiply it with pi over 180. The answer will be 3.07 rads. So, that is 3.073 radians. Okay na to. Meron na tayong theta. Ano na lang po? Hanapin natin si FC. Or F1. Pwede natin hanapin si F1. Okay, wala pa tayo si F1. Saan natin nahanapin si F1? Pwede natin gamitin to, sir. Meron bang binigay dyan na pressure? Yes. The pressure of the belt, that is equal to F over the area. Okay? Pwede to. And, meron naman tayo specific for belts. So, the stress that is induced for the flat belt is equal to F1 on the tight side divided by the B over T. Ano yung B? That is the width of the belt and the thickness of the belt. Given po ba yan? Okay, meron kang, ayun, thickness and then width. So, masosolve natin sa F1. Therefore, F1 is equal to S multiplied to B multiplied to T. Ano ba induced stress dyan? That is 1,500 kPa or kilonewton per meter squared. Or, pwede na ganito. Okay? 1,500 or 1.5 MPa or Newton per millimeter squared. You multiply it with the B. Ano ba yung B mo dyan? Yung B natin dito is 300 millimeter. 300 mm. Yung thickness natin, ilan? That is 10 millimeter. We cancel yung same units, pareho millimeter, Newton ang lalabas. So, 1.5 times 300 times 10, that is 4,500 newtons on the tight side. O, yan yung belt. Yan yung force on the tight side. Now, ano pong susunod natin gamitin dyan? Meron na ba tayo nito? Meron tayong coefficient of friction. Check. May theta na tayo. Check. Yung F1, meron tayo. FC na lang. So, FC. Lahat nagamit natin, di ba? FC. Or the centrifugal force. So, that is equal to mv squared over r. Oh, ano ba yung given dito? Yung mr ba given? Oh, per belt length. Pwede rin naman yung r. So, FC per belt length. M over K. Pwede yun. Binigay niya dito, nasa formula. M over K. Okay, tignan natin dito. Okay. Ano FC ito? The density, ang binigay. Marawi, pwede rin to. Density, B, E, V squared. Okay. Gamitin natin yan. Okay. Dito na tayo. Equal din naman sa density, B, T squared, V, BT squared tuloy. BT squared o V squared. Ano yung velocity natin dyan? 21.21. May density ba tayo dyan? You have the density there. Kasi tignan nyo to density. Kilogram per meter cube times meters times meters times meter per second. Square to square. So, kilogram. Meron ba dyan? Ito. Meron na tong value, okay? Ano bang value na ito? Yung, anong value niyan? Per belt length, 2.8 kilogram per meter. 2.8 kilogram per meter. Yan. Tapos, velocity, 21.21 meter per second. Square natin to. So, FC dapat Newton yan. So, 2.8 times 21.21. Ang unit niya, kilogram per meter multiplied to meter squared per second squared. O, cancel isang meter. So, ang yung labas dyan na unit, kilogram meter per second squared. That is newtons. Okay? 2.8 times 21.21. That is 59. Oy, hindi ko na-square yun to 21.20. Ayan. I-square ko dapat yung isa dyan. Dapat, ang answer is 1259.62 newtons. You have FC now. So, you can get the effective belt pull na Fnet. Fnet is equal to F1 minus FC multiplied to EF theta minus 1 over EF theta. Okay. So, FC. F1 is 4,500 minus 1259.62 Yung EF theta, E, ang frictional coefficient is 0.3. 0.3 multiplied to theta, that is 3.073. Hindi ako nagkakamali. 0.73. Wala nang unit yan. Minus 1 over E 0.3 tapos 3.073. Ayan ang Fnet natin. So, Fnet will be so 45 minus 1259.62. Yan. Multiplied to shift hindi pala shift dapat. Alpha E, hindi, pwede na dito, shift E raised to, ulit nga natin, answer, shift, store natin kay A. Unahin mo natin to. Shift E, tapos 0.3 times 3.073 tapos shift E 3.073 times 0.3 minus 1 tapos multiply natin siya kay alpha A. The answer for Fnet will be Fnet 1951.478 newtons. Ang hinahanap natin is the power in kilowatts. The power in kilowatts, that is Fnet multiplied to V, velocity. So Fnet 1951.478 newtons multiplied to yung V, 21.21 meter per second. So, newtons yan, newton meter. Kailangan natin in kilowatts. So, that is 1 kilonewton in every 1,000 newtons. And then, there are 1 kilowatt in every 1 kilonewton meter per second. So, cancel all the units multiplied by 21.21. Divided by 1,000. The answer is 41.39 kilowatts. Ganun lang po kadali yun. 41.39 kilowatts. That is for problem number 9. Tama ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 8 pala yun. So, number 9. A V-belt is to drive a 0.5 HP stoker at about 900 RPM motor. The stoker is fitted with a 3-inch diameter sheave and the motor is with a 6 inches diameter sheave. What is the design power if the service factor is 1.8? So, design is equal to yung power na transmit niya, you multiply it with the service factor. So, ilang beses niyang allowance niya. So, the design power will be equal to, yung transmitted power niya ito is to drive. Ayan, no? Ida-drive niya. 0.575 HP. I-multiply mo ng service factor na 1.8. So, the answer for your PD is 0.75 times 1.8. That is 1.35 HP. Okay, that is for problem number 9. How about problem number 10? An electric motor running at 1,200 RPM drives a punch press shaft at 200 RPM by means of a 130 millimeter wide and 8 millimeter thick belt. When the clutch is engaged, the belt slips. To correct these conditions, an idler pulley was installed to increase the angle of contact, but the same belt and pulley were used. The original contact angle on the 200 millimeter motor pulley is 160 degrees. The original tension ratio is 2.4 and the net tension is 12 Newton per millimeter of the belt width of an increase in transmission capacity of 20% will prevent the slippage. Determine the new angle of contact. Very basic yan. The new angle of contact. Ano ba hinahanap yan? Tama ba ako dito? The new angle of contact. So, i-equate mo muna yan. And then, you have to find yung EF theta. EF. Tama ba? The new angle of contact. So, for this problem, I think it will be added na lang dito sa next problems natin. Okay? Pero nasagot ko na ito, natapos ko na. Ang hinahanap lang naman, the new angle of contact between the two. So, mag-ano ka dito mag-F-net ka dito for the new and then F-net for the long. So, the power transmitted, kukunin mo. That will be 1.2% of the new. Yung transmission capacity, if an increase of transmission capacity, ibig sabihin yung original power mo that is alleviated or increased by 20%. So, magbabago yung configuration ng iyong belt nung nagdagdag ka ng idler pulley. So, the first one, determine the new angle of contact. I think hindi angle of contact dito. Hindi angle of contact ang kinukuha dito. The new coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction. Let me check my notes about this and then I will follow up on this on the next part of our problem. So, meron tayong tatlo. Yan. Tatlo masasagot natin for the third part of our discussion. And I think that will be all and suffice na yan for this day. I will see you next meeting and have a nice day. Bye-bye.